Hey everyone, I'm Jenna Wazorek. I'm a local real estate agent here at JBLM, also a military spouse, and I am here with my favorite lender, Amy Shick.
Hi, Jenna. Thank you so much for having me on to chat about VA loans. I am also a local lender to JBLM and also an Army spouse.
Yep. So we know lots about VA loans here because we've used them, and most of our clients are military families. So today I just kind of wanted to ask you some questions about VA loan basics. I get a lot of questions for first-time home buyers, and it's the same question. So I just want to ask you kind of a Q&A style. This is the first one I like to go over is what is the difference between a VA loan and other loans?
The VA loan is guaranteed by the VA. But what makes it so different is it is the most flexible loan program. So for other loans, your debt to income ratio would max out at 50 or 56%. The
Okay.
VA loan has a lot more room to go. You can also have a much lower credit score. Some credit scores are as low as 560 for the
Mhm.
VA loan and can still fund. You also get fantastic interest rates because the loan or a portion of the loan is guaranteed by the federal government. And then, of course, the biggest one is that it's zero down, or it
Yep.
can be zero down.
Yes. So the VA loan is awesome because it has a lot more flexibility and credit score is a lot more flexible, which is great because, these are veterans and active duty service members and they should be able to have a little bit more flexibility. So, but I do want to circle to the next question because I get this a lot is do VA loans really require no down payment?
So if you are using your VA loan for the first time and you have 100% of your eligibility, it is absolutely 100% financing.
Mhm.
There is a small earnest money deposit, and oftentimes we can get that earnest money deposit refunded to the buyer, at closing if we get enough seller concessions. But yeah, it is 100% financing, which
Awesome.
is and zero private mortgage insurance,
Yes.
which could save anywhere from $100 to $400 a month, depending on the loan amount. So yeah,
Right.
it's quite the benefit for sure.
It does. Um, and who exactly qualifies for a VA home loan?
So typically, if you are a reservist, it usually takes 6 years of eligible service to qualify for the VA loan. If you are active duty, typically you just need to be on active duty, not in schools, active duty for 90 days. And in some instances, it's 180 days. It really depends on your contract with the Army. And then some surviving spouses. And then, of course, veterans that have left the service.
Okay.
The goodness about qualifying is that if you are a disabled veteran or a surviving spouse, most of the time their funding fee will be waived because of the disability status or the surviving benefit.
Awesome. Yeah, and we're definitely going to dive into the funding fee in a different video because we get that question a lot and there's
Yeah.
lots of fun info around that. Another misconception I get when we're doing buyer consults is that people think that the VA themselves are the ones lending the money because we say it's guaranteed by the VA, but that's not necessarily true. So, who does lend the money on a VA loan?
Yeah, so lenders, right? So that's a combination of banks, direct lenders, and brokers. We are the ones lending the money. The VA is just guaranteeing the loan or a portion of the loan. And so the goodness is that the home buyers don't have to deal with the VA at all. We do all of that for them. So their home purchase experience is going to look and feel a lot like just a regular conventional or FHA loan experience.
Very nice. So I know because like we always joke about like, people, how people joke about like, TRICARE and the VA and that. So it's not the VA giving you the money. So you don't have to do any kind of headache through them. You just have a wonderful lender like Amy do your stuff.
Yeah, you're not going to deal with the VA at all.
Yeah.
We take care of that for you, everything. Like we will pull your certificate of eligibility. from the website, and we do everything we can to make it as streamlined and as simple as possible for our clients.
And I know that it's streamlined because not only do you work with my clients, but you were my lender. So I know
Yes.
from a customer point of view, you make it very streamlined. Okay, let's chat about the biggest misconceptions. And I'll go first on this one and let you follow up. Is that the question I get the most is can I use my VA loan only one time? Or I already used it, so I can't use it again, which is the biggest misconception because it has to do with entitlement. And I will let you talk a little bit more about that. But to answer that and go over some more, it's just, yes, you can use your VA loan more than once. So,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you can actually have two or sometimes more VA loans at one time. There is a calculation that is based on how much VA loan you have used in the past, and currently are utilizing, and then the county limit in which you're purchasing in. And sometimes you can do two VA loans with zero down payment. And then sometimes it's two VA loans. The second one has a small down payment. You can still use the VA loan, get the great interest rates and all the flexibilities that come with it, but it may have a small down payment requirement based on the purchase price of the home that you're buying and the county that you're purchasing in.
yeah.
I think for the other misconceptions is people think that there's somehow like a harder loan to get or to utilize, which that's not true. They actually are the easiest and the most flexible. I think the other thing is they think it takes a long time, and that's also not true. We close VA loans in the same typical 30 days that we close other loans as well.
And sometimes faster. Like I know
Sometimes faster.
I know
Yeah.
you guys sometimes have gotten down to 21 days if someone's like really in
Yeah.
a pinch and we have a
Yep.
really tight timeline, or we're trying to win an offer with a shorter closing. I know you
Yes.
guys have jumped through hoops for
All
21
those
days, and
all
but yeah,
those strategies. Yeah. To
yeah,
really whatever it takes, right? Because some of those deals, the seller doesn't necessarily want more money, but they may need a shorter time frame. And then we also, what I like to do if I do have time with my clients, is do a pre-underwriting. That's where I take the client through the lending process before they even submit an offer, because then to the seller's perspective, that offer is as good as cash, right? So it's going to win over other offers
oh,
that
for
are
sure. And we
approved.
need to do like a whole separate video on how to win offers, which we
Yes.
definitely can do.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
think, yeah, there's just so much fun stuff with your VA loan, but those are the basics. They're a great loan. They're very flexible. You can have a lower credit score and still use it. Zero down payment. You can have multiple ones out at a time. And basically anyone active duty, reservist, you said 6 years,
Yeah, 6 years.
not in schools, so there are some things, but the majority of people can use their loan. And yeah, it's just a really good product. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for going over that with me today. I think next week we should definitely dive into the entitlement part because that's where people get really confused. They're like, what is entitlement? What does that mean? And it does really allow you to use your VA loan at multiple duty stations and keep rentals there if you want. So I think we should definitely dive into that topic next week.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then of course the funding fee is
Yes.
another one. And then there's so many benefits to it. It really is the best loan program available today.
Lots of fun things. So, okay, I'm going to put my contact info and Amy's contact info in the comments if you have any additional questions, or you can just comment on this video and we'll answer them too. Thank you for joining me today, Amy, and I'll see you next week.
Yes, thanks. Bye.
Bye.